The BBC has issued a formal clarification following numerous complaints regarding inaccuracies presented by Laura Kuenssberg during her tense interview with Reform UK leader Nigel Farage. The segment, broadcast on Kuenssberg's Sunday morning programme on July 20, focused on a payment received by Scarborough's Reform Mayor, Thomas Murray, but the figures and percentages presented during questioning were later found to be incorrect. In its published clarification, the BBC stated, in a question to the Reform UK leader Nigel Farage, we said, Scarborough Town Council have given its Reform UK mayor a 600% pay rise, a payment of £500 up to £3,500, in principle, is that the right thing to do? We accept that it would have been more accurate to describe this as an increase to the mayor's allowance rather than a pay rise. The broadcaster also noted a second error. The £3,500 figure represents the maximum allowance, reflecting a 250% increase, not 600% as previously stated. The BBC typically only issues corrections following 100 or more complaints, highlighting the controversy generated by this segment. Farage's appearance on the programme was marked by sharp exchanges, particularly regarding the UK's net zero policies. Kuenssberg pressed Farage on climate change and the role of human activity, prompting a pointed response from the Clacton MP. Farage acknowledged that climate change exists and that humans exert some influence, but argued that the UK's actions to cut emissions are economically damaging and largely ineffective on a global scale. Do I believe there's climate change? Yes. Does man have an influence? Impossible to think we haven't got some influence as to what proportion it is. I've no idea, he said. He continued, criticising energy subsidies and industrial deindustrialization. Is that sufficient reason to defraud British taxpayers of billions of pounds every year, subsidising wind and solar energy for literally zero effect on global CO2 emissions? The same goes for closing our steel plants and moving production abroad. We're making the poor poorer almost for no benefit whatsoever. The exchange also touched on broader industrial concerns, with Farage emphasising the risk to Britain's 2.5 million manufacturing jobs if current policies continue. He framed his argument around energy policy and the cost of maintaining industrial competitiveness in the face of ambitious net zero targets. Kuenssberg, meanwhile, stressed the scientific consensus that human activity has significantly impacted the climate. The clash, which combined pointed questions with passionate rebuttals, drew significant viewer attention and prompted a wave of complaints about journalistic accuracy, ultimately leading to the BBC's official clarification. Farage's appearance serves as a stark example of the tension between political figures and media scrutiny, particularly when complex topics like public finance and climate policy collide with live broadcast commentary.